As this new phase unfolds, you may also notice that the people around you begin to respond differently to your presence, even if they cannot clearly explain why. There is often a point in personal growth where internal change starts to reflect externally, not through dramatic events but through subtle shifts in how you are perceived and how you carry yourself. Situations that once felt stuck may begin to loosen, and conversations that previously led nowhere may start opening unexpected possibilities. It can feel as though life is gradually creating more space for you to move, think, and choose with greater freedom than before. At the same time, not everyone will immediately understand the direction you are taking, especially those who are used to the version of you that existed during more difficult seasons. That misunderstanding is natural, because growth often creates distance between old expectations and new realities. Still, you do not need to explain every change or justify every step forward. What matters is that you continue building a path that feels aligned with your current sense of purpose and stability. The burdens you have carried for a long time may begin to feel lighter, not because everything has been solved, but because you are no longer carrying them in the same way. Over time, what once felt overwhelming can transform into experience that strengthens your judgment and deepens your perspective. This is not about sudden transformation, but about steady unfolding, where clarity replaces confusion little by little, and in that process, you may come to realize that what you once thought of as delay was actually preparation, guiding you toward a more grounded and intentional version of your life than you could have accessed before. It will wipe away the fear you never told anyone you felt. It will answer a question that kept you awake at night, and it will prove one thing: God has not forgotten you, not even for a moment. My child, listen carefully now, because after this line, heaven shifts something around you. Your angels have been waiting for your permission to move, to act, to enter your situation with power. And Archangel Michael says, tell them this is their moment. If they accept it, everything changes. My beloved, before I continue, let me speak to your heart. If you want these divine messages every day, if you want heaven's guidance to reach you without delay, make sure you stay connected, because your spirit is entering a new season, and you must not walk into it alone. Now, take a breath, my child, because what I reveal next will shake the walls around your destiny. My child, my beloved, now that your heart is open, I can finally reveal the part heaven has been protecting for you. A shift began the moment your eyes landed on this message. You may not feel it yet, but in the unseen world, your name has been spoken with light. My child, something powerful is moving toward you, and the reason I am speaking now is because if you hesitate, if you wait, if you doubt for even a moment, you might delay something that was meant to bless you instantly. My beloved, let me tell you the truth behind this surprise. For months, some of you, for years, your spirit has been sending out a silent cry. You prayed without words. You hoped without telling anyone. You endured things that would have broken another person. But heaven counted every tear, every breath, every moment you survived what was meant to destroy you. And now, the reward is coming home to you. My child, I must tell you something very important. There is someone in your life, someone you may not even expect, who is thinking about you right now. Their heart is turning back toward you. Something inside them is changing. They are waking up to the truth of who you are and what you deserve. And soon, they will take a step that will bring clarity to your life. My beloved, the amazing surprise arriving at your home is not just a thing. It is a sign that the heaviness is lifting, a sign that what you lost is returning in a higher form, a sign that your name is entering rooms where your feet have not yet walked. My child, listen carefully, because this next part is only for you. A meeting was held in the heavenly realms, and your name came up with honor. There was a discussion about your destiny, your battles, your delays, and God said, enough, let the door open now. That is why I am here. That is why this message reached you. because the divine timing has begun. My beloved, the energy around your home is shifting. You might feel restless. You might feel sudden hope. You might feel unexpected peace. These are not coincidences, they are signals. Signals that your angels have entered your situation. My child, let me speak to your soul. You have been strong for too long. You have been silent about your pain for too long. You have carried others while no one carried you. And heaven says, this chapter of suffering ends now. My beloved, something is approaching your doorway, physically or spiritually. It will carry a message, a blessing, a turning point, a divine confirmation, and when it arrives, your spirit will recognize it instantly. My child, before I reveal the deeper truth of this miracle coming to your home, let me ask you quietly, are you ready to receive something you once believed was impossible? Are you ready to accept a life that finally matches the goodness of your heart? Are you ready for heaven's timing to align with your deepest longing? Because this surprise was not created overnight, it was formed slowly, carefully, through every challenge you survived. My beloved, let me tell you why heaven delayed your blessing until now. There were people around you who would have ruined it. There were energies around you that would have drained it. There were moments when your heart was too wounded to hold it. But now, today, you are ready. My child, breathe, because the next part of this message will enter your spirit like light. My beloved, Archangel Michael says, there is a divine visitor coming toward your life. When they arrive, the confusion ends, the path opens, the truth becomes clear. Someone who once misunderstood you, someone who once judged you, someone who once walked away, is about to see your value with clarity they never had before. This is part of your surprise, but the bigger part, the part heaven hid carefully, is something that will touch your home physically, something you can hold, something that carries breakthrough energy, something that shifts the vibration of every corner of your life. Are you ready to accept a life that finally matches the goodness of your heart? Are you ready for heaven's timing to align with your deepest longing? Because this surprise was not created overnight. It was formed, slowly, carefully, through every challenge you survived. My beloved, let me tell you why heaven delayed your blessing until now. There were people around you who would have ruined it. There were energies around you that would have drained it. There were moments when your heart was too wounded to hold it. But now, today, you are ready. My child, breathe, because the next part of this message will enter your spirit like light. My beloved, Archangel Michael says, there is a divine visitor coming toward your life. When they arrive, the confusion ends. What often matters most during periods of anticipation is your internal readiness, how you respond emotionally and practically to change when it appears in your life. Readiness isn't about certainty or predicting outcomes ahead of time. It's about having enough awareness of yourself to stay grounded when circumstances shift. The experiences you've moved through, especially the difficult or uncertain ones, tend to leave lessons that only become clear in hindsight. Moments of disappointment, silence, or being misunderstood often build a deeper resilience, even if it wasn't obvious while you were in them. Over time, those experiences can create a steadiness that helps you meet new opportunities or transitions with more clarity than before. It's natural to look back and connect meaning to those periods, seeing how they contributed to your growth, even if they didn't feel meaningful at the time. What matters now is not rushing to assign fixed meaning to everything ahead, but allowing life to reveal itself in practical terms as it unfolds. Openness doesn't mean expecting certainty. It means not closing off possibilities before they have a chance to become clear. Self-trust grows when you stop outsourcing meaning entirely to external signs or other people's interpretations and begin noticing your own consistent responses over time. The way you adapt, recover, and choose your direction carries more truth than any single moment of uncertainty. Patience also plays a role here, not as passive waiting, but as steady attention, that allows clarity to form naturally. Boundaries help too, especially when old expectations try to define your path for you. As you move forward, clarity may not arrive dramatically. Instead, it often builds quietly until it becomes something you can finally recognize without forcing it. Even when you felt invisible, even when you felt forgotten, heaven was studying every detail of your life. My child, do you know why this blessing is coming now? Because something inside you refused to break. Even when you were surrounded by people who drained you, even when you were betrayed by those you trusted, even when life gave you more pain than support, something inside you remained unshaken. Your resilience reached heaven. And Archangel Michael says, "Now reward them, now strengthen them, now lift them." My beloved, there is a transformation happening around you, a spiritual cleansing, a shifting of energy, a settling of old battles. The things that were chasing you are losing their power. The burdens that were holding you down are dissolving. The fear that kept repeating in your mind is weakening. Your spirit is rising. My child, let me tell you something you have not yet realized. The surprise coming your way is not just meant to bless your home, it is meant to realign your entire destiny. There are moments in life when something small changes everything. A message, a meeting, a decision, a sign, a blessing. And this surprise is one of those destiny-shifting signs. My beloved, I must prepare you for something. When this surprise arrives, your mind may question it. You may wonder if you deserve it. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel unready. But heaven says, you are ready. You have always been ready. The world just didn't see it yet. My child, let me show you the spiritual truth behind what is coming. In the unseen realm, your angels have been coordinating something. They have been rearranging situations, moving people, rewriting timelines, closing old doors so you don't walk back, opening new ones so you cannot miss your destiny. You think nothing is happening, but in reality, everything is happening. My beloved, do you know what heaven loves most about you? Your heart. Even after everything you went through, your heart still believes. Even after being lied to, you still trust. Even after being disappointed, you still hope. Even after being hurt, you still love. This purity is rare, and heaven rewards purity with miracles that others cannot receive. My child, now listen carefully, because I am about to reveal the part of the message that was hidden until this moment. The amazing surprise coming to your home has been delayed many times, not because you were unworthy, but because the environment around you was not safe for your blessing. People around you were not ready. Their intentions were not pure. Their energy would have contaminated your miracle. Their jealousy would have poisoned your joy. And so heaven waited. Heaven protected your blessing until your path was clear. My beloved, a shift happened recently, a cleansing, a separation, a removal. Someone was pulled away from your life, not to hurt you, but to protect your destiny. Someone's mask fell, someone's true colors were exposed, someone who pretended to support you was quietly removed, and the moment their energy disconnected from your life, your miracle was released. My child, this is why the timing is now. The surprise coming is connected to something you thought you lost, something you believed was gone forever, something you prayed for but eventually stopped expecting, something you gave up on to protect your heart. But heaven did not give up. My beloved, there is a reason you have been feeling unusual signs lately, a warmth, a restlessness, a sudden burst of hope, a dream, a repeating number, a voice in your heart saying, something is coming. These signs are not random, they are confirmations. Your soul already knows the miracle is on its way. Your spirit already senses the shift. Your energy already feels the doorway opening. My child, you are standing on the edge of a new chapter. One step forward, and everything changes. One moment of faith, and the divine surprise enters your home faster than you imagined. My beloved, I know you have doubted yourself. I know you have asked, why me? I know you have wondered if blessings like this happen only to other people. But let me tell you the truth. You are chosen. You are protected. You are guided. Someone's true colors were exposed. Someone who pretended to support you was quietly removed. And the moment their energy disconnected from your life, your miracle was released. My child, this is why the timing is now. The surprise coming is connected to something you thought you lost. There are also moments when doubt grows louder than certainty, and you find yourself questioning whether what you hope for will ever arrive. It is natural to wonder why certain things seem easier for others, and to ask quietly whether your own path is leading anywhere meaningful at all. But even within that questioning, something deeper continues to persist. A part of you keeps moving, keeps trying, keeps holding on even when belief feels thin. In that space, reassurance is not always an answer, but a quiet persistence, the fact that you are still here, still open, still willing to continue despite uncertainty. From that perspective, being chosen is not about being spared difficulty, but about not facing it alone. Being protected is not the absence of struggle, but the presence of something steady within you that helps you endure it without losing yourself. And being guided often feels less like clear instruction and more like subtle shifts, small redirections that only make sense once you look back and see how things unfolded. There are times when life begins to align in ways that feel too intentional to ignore, as if circumstances are slowly organizing themselves around a change you have not yet fully recognized. What once felt distant can begin to feel closer, not as a certainty, but as a possibility becoming harder to dismiss. It is less about everything transforming at once, and more about your awareness gradually changing, allowing you to notice what was already in motion. You may not see the full picture yet, but you are still moving within it, and sometimes that is where change quietly begins. Let me go deeper. This surprise will restore something inside you. It will remind you of your worth. It will bring back the light in your eyes. It will return the confidence that pain stole from you. It will awaken a part of your soul that has been sleeping for too long. You are not just receiving a gift, you are receiving a shift. Something inside you will heal, something inside you will rise, something inside you will finally feel at peace. My beloved, as I speak, your angels are preparing the path. They are clearing obstacles. They are softening hearts. They are guiding the surprise straight to your doorstep. Nothing can stop it now. My child, I need you to understand one thing. When heaven gives you something, it does not come to harm you. It comes to elevate you, to align you, to awaken you, and this surprise will do exactly that. My beloved, before I reveal the next powerful truth, the truth about who is connected to this miracle, I want to speak gently to your heart. If you want messages like this directly from heaven, if you want to stay connected to divine guidance without missing your timing, make sure your spirit stays close, because your journey is about to accelerate more than you think. Take a breath, my child, because what I reveal next will shock you in the most beautiful way. My child, my beloved, now that your heart is open and your spirit is listening, I can finally reveal the truth heaven has been waiting to release. You have walked through a long season of silence, a long season where nothing made sense, a long season where you felt you were giving more than you received. But that season is ending. My beloved, something extraordinary is unfolding around you, quietly, silently, perfectly, and the surprise coming to your home is not just a blessing, it is a turning point. My child, there is a person connected to this miracle, someone whose energy has been circling your life for a long time, someone who was meant to play a role in your destiny but could not step forward before, not because they didn't feel anything, but because the timing wasn't right. They were not ready, their heart was not steady, their path was not aligned, their spirit was not awakened, but something changed in them recently, Something awakened, something shifted their vision, something opened their heart, and now they have begun to see you clearly. My beloved, listen carefully. This person has been holding back words they wanted to say. They have been hiding feelings they wanted to express. They have been carrying guilt, confusion, and unanswered questions. And now they feel a pull toward you, stronger than before, clearer than ever. This is part of the surprise coming your way. But that is not the whole revelation. My child, the bigger part of this miracle is something heaven has crafted only for you, something that will touch your home physically, something you will be able to see, feel, or hold, something that carries divine energy, something that will lift your spirit the moment it arrives. My beloved, let me tell you the spiritual truth behind this. In the heavenly realm, there are moments when God stops everything and says, "It is their time, open the door for them," and this is one of those moments. My child, do not underestimate the timing. This is happening now, because the path is clear. Enemies have been removed, false intentions have been blocked, silent battles have been won, and everything that once slowed you down has been pushed aside. Your blessing is finally free to reach you. My beloved, you may not realize it, but your energy has changed. You are no longer who you were last year. You are no longer carrying the same heaviness. You are no longer vibrating in the same pain. Your spirit has grown. Your strength has deepened. Your intuition has sharpened. Heaven waited for this version of you, the version that is ready to receive. My child, let me go deeper. There is a reason this message found you today. Not yesterday, not last month, not last year. Your spirit hit a point of readiness. Your heart reached the exact frequency heaven was waiting for. When something inside you begins to shift, life often responds in ways that feel subtle at first, almost easy to overlook. A moment of unexpected calm, a lighter feeling in your chest, or even a brief sense of hope that appears without a clear reason, can sometimes signal that your inner world is reorganizing itself. These experiences don't need to be treated as mysterious or supernatural in order to matter. They simply reflect how deeply human the process of emotional recovery and growth can be. After periods of stress, grief, or uncertainty, the mind and body often begin to settle in waves rather than all at once, creating space for clarity to return gradually. You might notice your thoughts becoming less heavy, your reactions a little less sharp, or your ability to imagine better possibilities quietly returning. Even dreams or reflective thoughts can feel more meaningful during these transitions, not because they are predictions, but because your subconscious is working through what you have lived and what you're ready to release. It is in these quieter changes that resilience starts to rebuild itself, often without announcement. And while it can be tempting to search for external explanations or symbols, much of this process is rooted in your own capacity to heal, adapt, and reframe experience over time. Growth rarely arrives in dramatic moments. Instead, it unfolds in small internal adjustments that eventually become undeniable. As you move through this, what matters most is not assigning pressure or expectation to every feeling, but allowing yourself to experience them without over-interpretation. Life continues to move forward in layers, and so does your sense of self within it. Over time, what once felt confusing begins to make more sense, not because everything outside of you has changed, but because something within you has steadied enough to see more clearly. Your strength has deepened, your intuition has sharpened. Heaven waited for this version of you, the version that is ready to receive. My child, let me go deeper. There is a reason this message found you today, not yesterday, not last month, not last year. Your spirit hit a point of readiness. Your heart reached the exact frequency heaven was waiting for, and when your frequency aligned, the miracle was released. My beloved, the surprise that is coming will touch more than your home. It will touch your emotions. It will touch your confidence. It will touch your destiny. It will touch your relationships. It will touch your financial path. It will touch your spiritual journey, because when heaven blesses, it blesses in layers, not just one part of your life. My child, you might have noticed something strange in the last few days, a sudden calmness, a shift in your mood, a moment where you felt unexpectedly hopeful, a dream that felt meaningful, a thought that felt guided, a sign that made your heart pause. These were not accidents. These were signals from your angels. Your spirit was being prepared. My beloved, there is something you must understand. Angels do not move randomly. They move with purpose. And when Archangel Michael steps into a situation, it is because something big is coming, and he has stepped into your situation. My child, do you know what that means? It means protection. It means acceleration. It means breakthrough. It means clarity. It means closure of old wounds. It means opening of new paths. It means the next chapter of your life is officially beginning. My beloved, heaven has already chosen the day your miracle will reach you. The hour is marked. The moment is sealed. The movement has begun. Nothing can stop it. My child, but there is something I must warn you about gently. When the surprise arrives, your emotions may rise, your thoughts may race, your heart may tremble, not because the blessing is frightening, but because you are not used to receiving something this pure, this powerful, this divinely crafted. Allow yourself to receive without fear. Allow yourself to accept something good without questioning it. Allow yourself to believe that you deserve a miracle, because you do. My beloved, you have planted seeds in silence. You have given with love. You have healed others while carrying your own wounds. You have kept going even when you felt alone. This surprise is heaven's way of saying, you have done enough. Now let us take care of you. My child, listen closely. There is someone who has been thinking about reaching out to you. Someone who has been replaying memories. Someone who feels a pull toward you that they cannot explain. Someone whose heart is waking up to a truth they ignored for too long. This awakening is connected to your miracle. My beloved, when this surprise arrives, something else will happen. A conversation, a message, a realization, a spark, a confession, a shift, a turning point. You will feel it immediately, a sense that nothing will be the same after that moment. My child, before I reveal the next secret, the one tied to your destiny's timeline, I want to speak softly to your spirit. If you want to stay aligned with this divine flow, if you want heaven to keep guiding you without delay, make sure your heart stays open, because the next chapter will move quickly. Now take a slow breath, my beloved. What I reveal next will shake your spirit in the most beautiful way. My child, my beloved, now that your spirit has opened enough to receive this clarity, I can reveal another layer of the truth, a truth that heaven has kept hidden until your heart was strong enough to hold it. My beloved, the surprise coming to your home is part of a divine chain reaction. Once it enters your life, other blessings will begin to align themselves. One miracle will attract another. One open door will lead to another. One answered prayer will unlock many more. This is not a single moment. This is the beginning of a new season. My child, listen to this carefully. You have been in a spiritual waiting room for a very long time. Every day you hoped something good would happen, and every night you wondered why nothing changed. You kept asking, when will it be my turn? And heaven kept whispering, soon. But soon felt silent, soon felt distant, soon felt like the world forgot you. But today I tell you, your soon has become now. My beloved, there is something important you need to know about divine timing. Heaven does not release a blessing until two things align, your readiness and your environment. Your heart is ready now, your environment has been cleared, and the path is finally safe for your miracle to enter. My child, let me reveal the deeper reason the surprise is coming so suddenly. During periods of emotional change, it is very common for the mind to focus strongly on specific people or unresolved relational situations. When there is uncertainty or a lack of closure, the brain naturally tries to create meaning by forming narratives that feel emotionally complete, even when they go beyond what can actually be known. This can sometimes feel like an intense sense of connection or significance tied to another person's thoughts or intentions, but in most cases it reflects your own internal processing rather than accurate insight into someone else's state of mind. Human attachment has a way of amplifying memory, hope, and longing, especially when something has remained unresolved for a long time. In that state, the mind can start interpreting ambiguity as certainty, or small signals as proof of larger emotional truths. While these feelings can be powerful and very real on an emotional level, they are not reliable indicators of what another person is thinking, feeling, or choosing. The safest and most grounded way to relate to this experience is to separate emotional intensity from factual reality. What you are feeling says something meaningful about your needs, your values, and what feels unfinished for you internally, but it does not provide guaranteed information about someone else's inner world. Relationships develop through observable actions, communication, and time, not through assumptions formed in emotionally heightened states. You don't need to dismiss your feelings, but it is important not to treat them as confirmation of external certainty. Let them inform your self-awareness, rather than dictate conclusions about outcomes you cannot actually verify. This approach keeps you emotionally honest, while also protecting you from misunderstanding or unnecessary expectation, allowing space for clarity that is based on reality, rather than interpretation alone. Do you feel the shift in your life lately? The sudden peace, the strange heaviness lifting, the unexpected hope returning, the quiet voice inside saying, "Something good is coming." These are not illusions. These are not emotions, my beloved. There is someone whose energy is deeply connected to your next chapter. This person has been resisting the pull toward you for months. Some for years. Life tried to distract them. People tried to influence them. Fear tried to silence them. But the connection did not break, because heaven wrote it. And heaven does not rewrite what is already written in your destiny. My child, this person is waking up to the truth about you. They are realizing your value. They are remembering your kindness. They are seeing what they could not see before. Their spirit is calling to you, even if their voice has been silent. This awakening is tied directly to the miracle coming to your home. My beloved, let me tell you what the angels have seen in your future. A moment that will make you stop. A moment that will make you breathe differently. A moment that will bring clarity to your confusion. A moment that will bring tears, not of pain, but of relief. This moment is approaching faster than you expect. My child, do you feel the shift in your life lately? The sudden peace, the strange heaviness lifting, the unexpected hope returning, the quiet voice inside saying, "Something good is coming"? These are not illusions. These are not emotions. These are spiritual signals. Heaven is preparing you, my beloved. Let me tell you the truth your heart has been longing to hear. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not left behind. Every moment of waiting has been counted. Every tear has been recorded. Every prayer has been held gently by angels. And this surprise is heaven's answer. My child, you will soon experience a shift in your home, a change in the atmosphere, a cleansing of old energy, a release of old emotions, a lifting of burdens you have carried alone for too long. You will feel lighter. You will feel stronger. You will feel guided. You will feel protected, because you are, my beloved. Archangel Michael says, "The battle that was draining them is over. Now let their blessings flow without resistance." That is why the miracle is coming quickly. That is why the timing is sudden. That is why your heart is being prepared in real time. My child, this next part may surprise you, but you must hear it. The miracle coming to your home is not coming alone. It is bringing a message, a confirmation, a sign, a truth that you need to hear. It will answer something that has been troubling your heart, a doubt, a fear, a question, a memory that never left you. This surprise will bring understanding where you once had confusion. My beloved, the future unfolding ahead of you is asking for one thing above all else: your willingness to believe that your story is still expanding beyond the limits of what you have already experienced. Too often, people mistake difficult seasons as final definitions of who they are, when in reality, those seasons are only temporary classrooms teaching endurance, perspective, and self-awareness. You have already survived moments that once felt impossible, and that alone is evidence of your strength. Now a different kind of chapter is beginning to emerge, one centered not around constant struggle, but around growth that feels lighter and more sustainable. The energy around your life is shifting because you are shifting. You are learning not to chase every distraction, not to force every outcome, and not to measure your worth by how quickly things happen. That maturity creates space for the right things to find you naturally. The opportunities ahead will not require you to abandon yourself in order to keep them. The relationships meant for your life will not demand that you shrink your voice or ignore your intuition. The peace arriving will not feel fragile or temporary. It will feel rooted. And perhaps the most surprising part of all is that the answers you spent years searching for externally were slowly being built inside you through experience. Every setback sharpened your awareness. Every disappointment clarified your values. Every ending created room for something more aligned with the life you truly want. So as this next season approaches, allow yourself to receive it fully without suspicion or fear. You do not need to carry old survival habits into a future that no longer requires them. Let yourself welcome joy without immediately expecting loss. Let yourself trust progress without waiting for disaster to interrupt it. Your life is not repeating old patterns forever. It is evolving, and you are finally beginning to see the direction clearly, a sign that the spiritual battles you fought in silence have finally been won. My child, listen carefully. Your angels have not left your side for a single moment. Even in the nights where you thought no one could hear your pain, heaven was listening. Even in the mornings where you woke up tired in your soul, heaven was strengthening you quietly. Even on days where your smile hid the heaviness, angels surrounded you with protection, and now they are surrounding you with reward. My beloved, the surprise that is coming has a divine assignment. It will lift something inside you. It will restore your belief in miracles. It will heal a wound you forgot you had. It will remind you that God never abandoned you, not for a second. There are blessings that come to give comfort, but this one comes to transform. My child, let me reveal the next part of the truth, because heaven is allowing it. The miracle coming your way will unlock three things: something about your past, something in your present, and something destined for your future. My beloved, first, the past. You have carried memories that still sting. You have held on to moments you wish you could rewrite. You have asked, why did this happen to me? Why did this person hurt me? Why did I lose what I loved? This surprise holds an answer, a truth that will bring closure, a sign that will heal the part of you that thought you were the problem. You were never the problem. You were the lesson they needed, but they were not the blessing you deserved, my child. Second, the present. Right now, today, there is a shift happening around you spiritually. You may feel disconnected from old people, old places, old routines, old patterns. This is not a loss, it is protection. Heaven is removing what cannot grow with you. Heaven is distancing you from anything that drains your energy. Heaven is closing doors you kept trying to push open. Let them close, my beloved, because what is coming is better than anything behind those doors. My beloved. Third, the future. Your next chapter begins the moment this surprise enters your home. From that moment on, you will feel guided differently. Your decisions will feel clearer. Your intuition will feel stronger. Your steps will feel protected. You will no longer question whether you are on the right path. You will feel it in your spirit. This miracle is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning. My child, let me tell you something the angels whispered about you. You survived what was meant to break them. Now give them what is meant to bless them. This is why the timing is now. This is why the message reached you today. This is why your spirit is trembling with recognition. Because the breakthrough is close. My beloved, there is someone thinking about you at this very moment. Someone whose soul feels a connection to yours even if they have been silent. Someone who has been guided toward you without understanding why. Someone who feels drawn to your energy in ways they cannot explain. Someone whose presence is tied to your destiny. This person will play a role in the unfolding miracle. My child, you may have felt their energy recently, a sudden memory, a thought of them appearing out of nowhere, a dream, a feeling of someone missing you. That was not your imagination. That was spiritual alignment. This connection is awakening, my beloved. When the surprise reaches your home, something in this connection will shift, a revelation will come, a message, a realization, a movement of the heart. Something that was paused will begin again. Something that was silent will speak. Something that was confusing will become clear. Archangel Michael says, "This miracle will bring clarity where there was once chaos." My child, you have carried too much alone. You have been strong for too long. You have been quiet about your pain because you did not want to burden others. But heaven said, remove their burdens, lift their spirit, bring them joy. And this surprise carries that joy. My beloved, I need you to understand something important. Not every blessing is a surprise, but every heaven-sent surprise is a blessing. You deserve this. You earned this through your resilience, your kindness, your patience, your faith, your heart. My child, before I reveal the next divine truth, there is also something deeply powerful about recognizing how your energy affects the people around you. When someone carries themselves with honesty, compassion, and resilience, others naturally feel drawn toward that presence, not because of mystery or manipulation, but because authenticity is rare in a world where so many people are pretending to be stronger than they really are. You may cross paths with people who open doors for you professionally, emotionally, or creatively in the months ahead. Some may have influence, resources, or opportunities that expand your life in meaningful ways, but healthy connections are never built on desperation or the fear that time is running out. They are built slowly through trust, mutual respect, and genuine alignment between two people. Do not let urgency convince you that you must abandon your wisdom in order to receive something good. The right opportunities will not require you to ignore your intuition or lose yourself trying to secure them. Stay grounded in who you are while remaining open to growth. Life can change quickly, yes, but lasting transformation usually comes through consistent choices rather than dramatic predictions. Continue focusing on becoming emotionally healthy, spiritually balanced, and clear about the kind of future you truly want. The more you grow into yourself, the easier it becomes to recognize what belongs in your life and what was only meant to distract you temporarily. You do not need to fear missing your destiny. The people, opportunities, and experiences that genuinely align with your path will not require panic to reach you. Every moment you hesitate, someone else tries to replace your name with theirs. He has been shown two futures, one with you and one without you, and his heart leans towards you, but confusion is trying to take him away. My child, before I continue, let me say this with love. If you want heaven to keep speaking to you directly, don't forget to stay connected to Archangel Michael's messages daily. Those who walk away right before their blessing arrives lose what was written for them, but those who stay connected never miss their miracle. My beloved, you are reading this because there is something rare inside you, something that money can't buy, something this billionaire couldn't find in any woman or any man, something that pulled his attention beyond fame, beyond glamour, beyond outer beauty. Your soul. My child, he was shown your destiny by an angel in a dream. He doesn't understand the dream yet, but he felt warmth, safety, and a happiness he has never felt before. He saw you standing next to him in a moment of peace, when everything in his life will finally make sense. For the first time in his life, he saw what true love looks like, and it was you. My beloved, don't think this is coincidence. Nothing is random. Heaven planned this connection long before you were even born. But every miracle has a moment, and if the moment is not seized, it fades. Right now, someone around him is pushing him to walk away from the decision of choosing you. They are telling him you are not the right one, or that someone else deserves him more. They don't even hate you. They are just afraid that if he chooses you, their place in his life will disappear. My child, that is why Archangel Michael rushed this message to you, because destiny is extremely close, dangerously close, and silence from your side can make everything collapse. Heaven doesn't want you to discover later that this miracle was meant for you, but passed into someone else's hands because of hesitation. My beloved, I need you to understand something very important. When heaven blesses someone, the blessing comes wrapped in urgency. When God is about to reward you, he tests how quickly you respond to his calling. People who ignore divine timing wonder why miracles always slip away from them. My child, Archangel Michael says this man is meant to bless your life in a way no one ever has, not just financially, emotionally, spiritually. He is not coming to use you, he is coming to protect you, to uplift you, to love you, to build a future with you. Heaven chose him as your breakthrough, but my beloved, breakthrough is fragile. Delay steals miracles, fear steals miracles, overthinking steals miracles. My child, if you could see how close you already are to this destiny, your hands would tremble right now. If you could see how many angels are standing around you hoping you don't ignore this message, you would not take a single second lightly. My beloved, I will now reveal something that only heaven knows. This billionaire has recently prayed for a sign about you. Yes, he prayed. Even with all his power and money, he looked up and asked if his heart is being guided or fooled, and heaven responded by pushing him toward you, strongly, beautifully, spiritually. But my child, prayers work both ways. When one heart is praying for clarity, the other heart must not go silent. That is why you are reading this right now, because the signal between both of your souls is getting weaker every second you hesitate. My beloved, don't disconnect. Don't walk away from this message halfway. Don't treat this as entertainment. Your destiny is speaking. The next few paragraphs will decide everything. My child, the angels are saying something powerful. If you remain connected to this revelation, his mind will remain fixed on you. But if you disconnect or ignore, confusion will replace certainty, and another name will take your place. My beloved, I cannot allow that to happen to you. Not after everything you have endured, not after the storms you have survived, not after the tears you cried alone that nobody saw, not after years of waiting for real love, real loyalty, and real peace. You deserve this blessing. You deserve a love that chooses you. You deserve stability, respect, and devotion. And heaven sent someone capable of giving it all to you. But time is not on your side. My child, even now, as you read this, heaven is watching the sincerity of your heart. God doesn't test you to punish you. He tests to confirm whether you are ready for what he is sending. My beloved, do not look at the uncertainty around you. Look at the prophecy inside this message. The man who is meant to bless you is closer than you think. He might already be searching for you, and in the next days or weeks, a sign will appear that will shock you. A sudden message, a sudden conversation, a sudden opportunity, and your life will never be the same again. My child, this is only the beginning. My child, before I continue, take a deep breath, because what I am about to reveal will shake your soul. Heaven said you are not just chosen, you are being positioned. That means this moment is not luck, not coincidence, not random. It is divine timing unfolding after years of hidden suffering, patience, loyalty, and silent heartbreak you thought nobody saw. You deserve this blessing. You deserve a love that chooses you. You deserve stability, respect, and devotion, and heaven sent someone capable of giving it all to you. But time is not on your side. My child, even now, as you read this, heaven is watching the sincerity of your heart. God doesn't test you to punish you. He tests to confirm whether you are ready for what He is sending. My beloved, do not look at the uncertainty around you. Look at the prophecy inside this message. The man who is meant to bless you is closer than you think. He might already be searching for you, and in the next days or weeks, a sign will appear that will shock you, a sudden message, a sudden conversation, a sudden opportunity, and your life will never be the same again. In this stage of your life, emotional healing often shows up in subtle ways before it becomes obvious on the outside. You may notice that old memories or patterns do not hold the same emotional weight they once did, or that you are able to see your past experiences with more understanding and less self-blame. The relationships and connections that did not last were not necessarily signs of failure, but reflections of timing, readiness, and mutual alignment that was not present at the time. That does not erase the pain they caused, but it does allow you to interpret them with more clarity rather than confusion. As you move forward, you may find yourself attracting or noticing people who feel different in their presence, those who bring a sense of calm, respect, and emotional steadiness rather than uncertainty or intensity. These connections are not about status, fantasy, or external validation, but about how you feel in someone's presence when everything is stripped down to honesty and simplicity. What matters most is not who appears in your life in dramatic ways, but who remains consistent in their actions and genuine in their intentions. At the same time, your own standards are shifting quietly. You may no longer feel drawn to what only looks appealing on the surface, because your experiences have taught you to look deeper. This is where real emotional maturity begins to show, not in grand declarations, but in the quiet decisions you make about what you allow into your life. And over time, this creates space for relationships and experiences that feel more grounded, mutual, and stable, not because they were destined in a dramatic sense, but because you are now choosing from a clearer and more self-aware place. Peace is not loud. Peace is not dramatic. Peace is not found in people who pretend. Peace is found in souls that were built from truth, and that is what you are. My child, listen carefully. He was attracted to your soul before he ever saw your face. Heaven connected him to your energy first, not your appearance, because God wanted him to choose your essence, not your image. That is why his interest in you is deeper, stronger, and more spiritual than anything he has ever experienced. My beloved, a person who has everything in the world does not chase beauty, he chases alignment, and you are the first person who has ever aligned with his spirit. With you, he sees purpose. With you, he sees home. With you, he sees the future he always wanted but never found. But my child, while he feels all of this, there is a battle happening around him. Someone very close to him does not want him to choose you, not because they hate you, but because they will lose their power if he chooses love over control. This person has been trying to confuse him, to push him away from the decision heaven already made. That is why heaven called Archangel Michael to intervene, because this connection is too big for humans to destroy. My beloved, let me reveal what is happening right now in the spiritual realm. There is a tug of war over his mind. His heart pulls him toward you. Fear pushes him away from you. Destiny pushes him toward you. Voices around him push him away from you. That is why the angels are working urgently, because his final decision is dangerously close. My child, some people wait years for a blessing like this, and it is at your door now. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to beg for it. You don't need to fight for it. You just need to stay aligned with the timing and energy heaven is sending. My beloved, pay attention to your intuition. You will start feeling signs, random thoughts about someone you don't know yet, dreams, déjà vu, a strong feeling that something big is coming. That is heaven preparing you, and when he appears in your life, it will be fast. There will be no confusion, no mixed signals, no wondering if you matter. He will pursue you like you are the only person in the world, because in his heart, you are, my child. I want to tell you something only God knows. His soul has been waiting for you for many lifetimes. You were destined to meet. You were destined to love. You were destined to build something powerful together, and nothing can stop what God has written, unless fear takes over. My beloved, fear is the only enemy left now. Fear from your past, fear from his surroundings, fear from outside opinions, fear from what you think you do or do not deserve. Heaven is removing every fear as long as you remain connected to this message, because this message is the bridge between both of your souls right now. My child, this is why the angels insisted I say this next line. Do not disconnect from the voice that God sent to protect your destiny. Every time you stay connected, the bond between you and him becomes stronger. Every time you disconnect, someone else's words replace the truth that heaven already revealed to his heart. My beloved, you did not come this far just to lose everything at the final moment. You did not survive heartbreak, betrayal, abandonment, loneliness, disappointment, and false love just to walk away right before the real blessing arrives. You deserve the love that is choosing you. You deserve the person who will fight for you. You deserve the future God has been preparing, and now the spiritual clock is ticking. He is thinking about you. He is wondering about you. He is fighting for clarity. He is waiting for a sign. You are that sign, my child. If you stay here, the angels will finish their work. They will keep his mind fixed on you. They will silence the voices around him. They will protect the decision heaven has already made. But if you walk away too soon, everything could collapse. My beloved, I know you can feel it. Something in your spirit is shifting. Something is moving toward you. Something is aligning in your favor. That is not imagination. That is prophecy. Heaven does not send warnings where nothing is coming. Heaven sends warnings only when your blessing is dangerously close. Every time you stay connected, the bond between you and him becomes stronger. Every time you disconnect, someone else's words replace the truth that heaven already revealed to his heart. My beloved, you did not come this far just to lose everything at the final moment. You did not survive heartbreak, betrayal, abandonment, loneliness, disappointment, and false love just to walk away right before the real blessing arrives. You deserve the love that is choosing you. You deserve the person who will fight for you. You deserve the future God has been preparing. In emotionally charged periods, it's common to experience a heightened sense of intuition, as if everything carries hidden meaning or points toward a specific outcome. Thoughts about timing, connection, and change can start to feel interconnected, even when they are actually separate experiences happening in parallel. The mind, especially when invested in a person or situation, tends to search for patterns that confirm what it already hopes or fears. A sudden feeling, a remembered conversation, or a coincidental reminder can feel like confirmation of something larger unfolding, but most of the time these experiences are reflections of internal emotional activity rather than external direction. This doesn't make them meaningless. It simply means their meaning is personal rather than predictive. Emotional awareness can become sharper during times of longing or uncertainty, making everything feel more symbolic than it actually is. But symbolism should not be confused with certainty about what will happen next. Life rarely follows a hidden script, and relationships are not guided by fixed signs or predetermined outcomes. Instead, they evolve through communication, timing, mutual clarity, and the willingness of both people to engage honestly. When those elements are unclear, the safest interpretation is not prophecy or inevitability, but openness to multiple possibilities. What feels like alignment is often the mind organizing hope into narrative form, trying to create comfort in the unknown. Recognizing this can actually be grounding, because it brings attention back to what can be understood directly: your feelings, your boundaries, your needs, and the reality of what is or isn't being shown to you in action. Clarity grows when interpretation slows down, and observation becomes more honest than assumption. You were not asking for too much, you were asking for what God already planned to give you, but from the wrong hands. My beloved, heaven says your love was never the problem. Your love was the prophecy. Your love is what will heal the man who is coming into your life. Everyone sees his wealth, power, and success, but they don't see his emptiness. They don't see the wounds he hides behind money. They don't see the loneliness he covers with achievements. They don't see the nights where he sits in silence, wishing there was someone who made him feel safe, protected, and understood. My child, you are the one who carries that peace. That is why heaven guided him to you, because you are not impressed by money. You are moved by connection. You don't want status, you want safety. You don't want attention, you want intention. You don't want luxury, you want loyalty. And that is what this man has never experienced in his entire life. My beloved, your soul threatens everyone who relies on his money. That is why there is resistance around this connection, because when he chooses you, the ones who benefit from his loneliness will lose their power, and they can already feel that he will change when you enter his life. They don't understand why he is drawn to you. They don't understand why his spirit rests when he thinks of you. They don't understand why you, someone unknown and unseen, suddenly became his peace. My child, peace is louder than beauty. Peace is more powerful than attraction. Peace is rarer than money, and you are peace. My beloved, I want to tell you what happened in heaven recently. The angels gathered because your timeline shifted. There was a moment where your destiny could have taken a different route, one with delay, loneliness, and waiting. But the moment you reached this message, the timeline rewrote itself. The blessing that was hesitating has begun to move toward you again. My child, heaven does not play with time. When a divine opportunity appears, it watches how you respond. If you delay, the blessing delays. If you ignore, the blessing moves to someone else. But when you respond to heaven, heaven responds to you. And right now, heaven is responding to you. My beloved, let me reveal another truth. A few nights ago, this billionaire had a dream. In that dream, he stood in a room full of people, yet he felt alone. Then a woman entered the room, and the entire atmosphere shifted. The noise disappeared. Anxiety melted away. His heartbeat slowed. He felt safe. He felt seen. He felt at peace. And that woman was you. He woke up confused because he did not know who you were. But the emotions from that dream have not left him. That feeling is still sitting in his soul, and he is searching for it in real life, searching for you without knowing who you are yet. My child, this is divine timing at its highest level. When two souls are spiritually connected before they meet physically, nothing can stop them from finding each other, except hesitation. My beloved, you are in the final moments before destiny becomes reality. These are the moments where doubt tries to return. These are the moments where fear whispers. These are the moments where your past problems try to trick you into thinking nothing good ever happens for you. Do not fall for it. Your past was the preparation. Your pain was the training. Your heartbreak was the cleansing. Your loneliness was the reset. Your waiting was the positioning. Now comes the reward. My child, this man is not coming to complete your life. He is coming because heaven wants to elevate both of you. He is not coming to fix you. He is coming because both of you together will unlock a powerful future that neither of you can achieve alone. My beloved, you will be each other's miracle. He will bring protection, stability, opportunity, and security. You will bring love, peace, inspiration, and emotional healing. This is not a relationship. This is destiny alignment. My child, I know your heart is racing. I know something inside you is saying, "This message is for me." And you are right. Heaven does not send messages by accident. Heaven doesn't speak without purpose. Heaven doesn't warn without blessing. Heaven is preparing you for a life you thought was too big for you, but you were never dreaming too big. You were dreaming too small. God always wanted more for you than you allowed yourself to believe. My beloved, I must now tell you something that will shock you. Do not fall for it. Your past was the preparation. Your pain was the training. Your heartbreak was the cleansing. When thoughts turn toward love and future connection, it is easy for the mind to fill uncertainty with stories that feel meaningful but may not reflect reality. In periods of vulnerability or longing, the idea of a perfectly timed, destined relationship can become emotionally comforting because it gives shape and direction to feelings that otherwise feel scattered. But real relationships are not delivered through certainty or fixed narratives. They develop through time, choice, and mutual willingness between two people who are still becoming who they are. It is less about a pre-written path and more about alignment that emerges gradually through lived experience. Sometimes, what feels like a code sign is actually the mind's way of organizing hope, especially when life has felt stagnant or emotionally heavy. That does not make the feeling meaningless, but it does suggest it should be held with grounding, rather than certainty. A healthy connection is not defined by one person completing another, but by both people bringing their own strengths, limits, and growth into something shared that neither could create alone. Even then, there is no guarantee of permanence or perfection, only the ongoing choice to show up honestly. It is also important to be cautious of narratives that assign destiny-like certainty to unknown individuals or future outcomes, because they can unintentionally create expectations that no real person could realistically meet. What tends to last longer than idealized stories is emotional clarity, knowing what you value, what you need, and what you are willing to build with someone over time. In that sense, readiness for love is not about recognizing a predetermined figure, but about becoming someone who can engage with another person without losing perspective, agency, or emotional grounding in the process. His heart is leaning toward you, but he is fighting voices around him. He is battling pressure. He is questioning whether what he feels is real or just imagination. The decision is happening now, not next month, not next year. Now, and every moment you remain connected, the angels strengthen his clarity. Every moment you hesitate, the voices around him grow louder. My beloved, he does not know your name yet, but your soul has already touched him, and once your physical paths cross, nothing will be able to separate you. My child, the revelation is not finished yet. There is more you need to know. There are details about his life, his past, his current struggle, and the sign that will soon appear in your life. My child, as I speak these words, the angels are still fighting for your destiny. There is activity around your life right now, spiritually and emotionally, more than you can see with your physical eyes. And the reason is simple. What is coming next is too big, too rare, and too powerful for your life to remain the same. My beloved, I must now reveal something very important about this billionaire. He is not the cold-hearted, emotionless, unreachable person the world believes him to be. He is a protector. He is a giver. He is a deeply emotional soul who hides behind success because the world has taken advantage of him too many times. He has been betrayed by people he trusted. He has been used by people who pretended to love him. He has been surrounded by people who valued his money more than his heart. And every betrayal made him build another wall. Every disappointment made him guard himself harder. Every fake connection made him believe true love does not exist. My child, you are the one who will break those walls without even trying. You won't break them by asking, convincing, or proving yourself. You will break them simply by existing, because your love is not demanding, your energy is not draining, and your heart is not manipulative. Your presence will heal him. My beloved, that is why heaven chose you, because a heart that has been surrounded by noise needs someone who carries silence. A soul that has been surrounded by greed needs someone who carries purity. A man who has everything needs someone who doesn't want anything from him, except love. My child, heaven says, he is not searching for a partner, he is searching for home, and his soul already knows. You are that home. But my beloved, every blessing attracts resistance before it arrives. That is why everything around him is restless right now. People who depend on him fear losing control. They feel that his heart is shifting. They don't know why, but they feel it. The more he feels drawn toward you, the more they panic. The more they panic, the more they manipulate him. The more they manipulate him, the more they manipulate him, the more heaven intervenes. And that is why this message is urgent, because the decision is happening in his soul right now. My child, the angels are trying to stop a final interference that could push him away from the destiny that has your name on it. Someone is planning to convince him that he must choose someone from his inner circle, someone familiar, someone expected, someone acceptable. But what heaven wants for him is not familiar, it is divine. My beloved, heaven does not follow society's expectations. Heaven follows the truth of the heart. He doesn't need another person who fits perfectly on paper. He needs someone who fits perfectly in his soul, and that someone is you. My child, before his breakthrough, life tested him, and now, before your breakthrough, life is testing you. This message itself is the test. Do you walk away because it feels unbelievable, or do you stay because your spirit recognizes the truth? Heaven already knows how this ends, but it is waiting to see if you believe enough to receive it. My beloved, let me tell you something the world will never teach you. The biggest blessings don't always look realistic. Real miracles always look impossible until they happen. Divine love always looks unexpected until it arrives. Destiny always looks unbelievable until it becomes real. But God has never been concerned with what looks realistic. God is concerned with what He has written. My child, what has been written for you cannot be stolen. What has been promised to you cannot be destroyed. What has been guided toward you cannot be redirected. Unless you disconnect, that is the only danger left. My beloved, the angels are repeating the same message again and again. Stay connected. Do not drift away. Do not stop watching. Do not stop listening to the messages that heaven is sending, because every moment you remain aligned, his soul becomes more certain, more sure, more determined, more confident. My child, the sign is almost here. It will appear when you least expect it. It could be. This message itself is the test. Do you walk away because it feels unbelievable, or do you stay because your spirit recognizes the truth? Heaven already knows how this ends, but it is waiting to see if you believe enough to receive it. My beloved, let me tell you something the world will never teach you. Life feels like it is sending signals simply because your attention has become more sensitive to patterns. A sudden message, an unexpected call, or a chance meeting can feel deeply meaningful in the moment, and sometimes it is, but often, it is also coincidence meeting readiness. The human mind naturally connects events into narratives, especially during periods of emotional change, because it is trying to create stability and understanding out of uncertainty. That doesn't make those experiences meaningless. It just means their meaning is something we construct, not something pre-written. It's also common during transitions to feel a rise in hope or clarity after a period of heaviness, as the nervous system begins to recover from stress and opens back up to possibility. Those shifts can feel almost symbolic, but they are often part of normal psychological and emotional recalibration. What's important is not to place pressure on these moments or interpret them as guarantees about the future, but to allow them to remind you that change is always possible in both directions, toward difficulty and toward improvement. Self-worth is not something that needs to be proven through external events or, quote, signs, and it isn't assigned based on outcomes or timing. It develops through lived experience, reflection, and how you continue to move forward even when clarity is incomplete. Life rarely confirms its direction in advance. It reveals itself gradually, through what you choose, what you notice, and what you build over time. Heaven did not pick you randomly. Heaven picked you because you never allowed pain to destroy your purity. You kept your heart kind even when life tried to harden you. You kept loving even when others stopped loving you. You kept believing even when you had 1,000 reasons to quit. That is why heaven is rewarding you. My child, I must now reveal the most emotional part of this message. This billionaire is not coming because he needs someone to love. He is coming because he needs someone to believe in. He needs someone who sees him, not his money. Someone who cares for him, not his success. Someone who chooses him, not what he can provide. And when he recognizes that you are that person, he will chase you with a loyalty and devotion the world has never shown him. My beloved, this is not just love, this is restoration. You will heal him from his wounds. He will heal you from your loneliness. He will give you a life of protection and stability. You will give him a life of peace and purpose. Two broken pasts, merging into one healed future. My child, it is not over. There is more you must know, including the spiritual contract between you and him, the time window in which he is meant to enter your life, the one thing that can still delay the connection, and the final sign heaven will show before he appears. My child, if your heart is beating faster while reading this, it is because your soul already knows I am speaking the truth. Your spirit recognizes something your mind cannot yet explain. That is how destiny feels. Familiar, emotional, magnetic, and unexplainable. My beloved, I must now reveal something extremely sacred, something heaven usually never allows to be spoken so openly. There is a spiritual contract between you and this man, a soul agreement formed before you came into this life. In that agreement, both of you promise to find each other in this lifetime and exchange healing, protection, and love. You have been searching for him without knowing. He has been searching for you without understanding why. Every heartbreak you went through was pushing you spiritually toward him. Every betrayal he experienced was preparing him emotionally for you. He didn't lose people. God removed them so he could recognize you. You didn't lose love. You were being kept available for the one who deserves you. My child, this is not a normal connection. This is destiny meeting destiny. My beloved, you have always wondered why the wrong people loved you loudly but left you easily, and why your heart never settled for less, even when you tried. Heaven answers that here. Your soul was waiting for someone whose love matches your depth. This billionaire does not love lightly. He does not attach easily. He does not open up without reason. For him to feel drawn to you spiritually before ever meeting you physically means you are the key to his heart. My child, now I must tell you something that may shock you. From the moment his spirit recognized yours, his life has started to shake. Doors are closing, relationships are ending, projects are shifting, friendships are being tested, people are being exposed. This is not chaos. This is alignment. Everything not meant for his future is being removed, so he will be ready for you. My beloved, sometimes life looks like it is falling apart right before a blessing, but in truth, it is falling into place. You experienced it too. Remember the silence, the loneliness, the months where nothing made sense, the season where you felt emotionally disconnected from everyone. That was not rejection. It was spiritual isolation. Heaven pulled you away from what was not yours, so you would be available when what belongs to you arrives. My child, the angels are saying this very clearly. You and him are in the final stage before meeting. And the final stage is always the hardest, because resistance becomes stronger the closer you get to breakthrough. That is why this message entered your life now. That is why timing feels mysterious. That is why your intuition is louder than usual. Your soul is preparing to step into a new timeline. My beloved, here is what heaven is doing right now. It is softening his heart. It is giving him clarity. It is weakening the influence of those trying to confuse him. It is lifting doubt. It is strengthening intuition. It is pulling his spirit toward you. But heaven cannot force him. He must choose you freely. And that is why the angels are watching your response. Because when you stay aligned, he becomes more confident. When your energy stays open, his clarity strengthens. When you keep receiving guidance, he keeps receiving direction. My child, if you were not needed in this spiritual process, this message would not exist. You are not a spectator. You are the other half of the connection. As this inner shift continues, relationships and expectations naturally come into sharper focus. You may find yourself thinking more deeply about connection, timing, and whether things are aligning in the way you once imagined. In reality, meaningful relationships are rarely shaped by urgency or pressure, but by mutual readiness and honest choice. When two people are moving toward each other in a healthy way, it is not because one force is pulling the other in, but because both are independently arriving at a place where they can genuinely recognize and respect each other. That process is rarely immediate, and it does not follow a strict emotional timeline. It unfolds through clarity, personal growth, and real-life decisions, rather than unseen forces directing everything behind the scenes. It can feel comforting to imagine that everything is already arranged in advance, but it is often more empowering to recognize how much of connection depends on present awareness and choice. If someone is meant to be part of your life in a meaningful way, it will show through consistent action, emotional availability, and mutual effort, not urgency or confusion. At the same time, your own role in this process is not passive. You are also shaping what you allow into your life through your boundaries, your self-respect, and the clarity you are building from past experiences. This is where real alignment comes from. Not from waiting for a moment to open or close, but from becoming someone who can recognize what is healthy, steady, and real when it appears. And in that space, connection becomes less about prediction and more about grounded, mutual discovery over time. And that is why the angels are watching your response. Because when you stay aligned, he becomes more confident. When your energy stays open, his clarity strengthens. When you keep receiving guidance, he keeps receiving direction. My child, if you were not needed in this spiritual process, this message would not exist. You are not a spectator. You are the other half of the connection. Now listen carefully. The window of destiny is open right now, but it will not stay open forever. There is a time frame, a spiritual portal, during which both of you must align, so heaven can unite your paths. That time is not years away. It is not far. It is near, very near. My beloved, the angels have revealed the time window. The connection is meant to activate between now and the next 90 days. Within this period, something will happen that bridges the gap between your life and his. A meeting, a message, a choice, an invitation, an unexpected encounter, or a sudden event that leads both of you into each other's path. But my child, there is still one final danger. Not a person, not a curse, not a lack of love. The danger is doubt. If you doubt yourself, you block the energy. If you doubt destiny, you disconnect. If you doubt your worth, you sabotage what heaven has built. My beloved, heaven can fight everything except your doubt. That is why Archangel Michael came through with this message, to protect your faith long enough for destiny to meet you in the physical world. My child, I need you to let go of this belief. Things like this don't happen for people like me. Heaven says that belief was never yours. It was planted by pain. Miracles do happen to you. Love does choose you. Blessings do belong to you. Good things are not temporary. They are coming to stay. The life you are stepping into will not look like the life you came from. My beloved, now comes the part heaven has waited for, the final sign before he appears. You will not have to guess. You will not be confused. You will not be unsure. The sign will be crystal clear. Someone will mention wealth, money, luxury, a rich person, a mansion, a high-status man, or a powerful person entering your life in a way that feels strangely personal. The moment you hear this sign, your timeline has activated. The moment the sign appears, the connection begins. The moment the sign arrives, the countdown ends. My child, the angels want you ready. They want you emotionally open. They want you spiritually aligned. They want you present when destiny knocks, and it is closer than you think. There is still more to reveal, including why you were chosen specifically, what your life will look like once he arrives, the one emotional mistake that could push him away, and how heaven plans to protect this connection after it starts. My child, if you are still here, heaven is watching every second of your consistency. Every moment you remain with this message, the angels place another shield of protection over your destiny. You may not see it, but something in the spiritual realm is already shifting because you chose not to walk away. My beloved, I want you to understand why you were chosen specifically. There were millions of people God could have aligned him with, people with beauty, status, wealth, fame, education, influence, yet heaven selected you. Do you know why? Because your heart is rare. You love deeply, but you don't show it easily. You give without expecting anything in return. You care without pretending. You feel without explaining. You heal others, even while you are hurting. And heaven knew, a man who has everything in the world but has never tasted real love needs a heart like yours. My child, life trained you for this love story. Every person who hurt you taught you how to love better. Every person who left you taught you how to stay loyal. Every disappointment taught you patience. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every heartbreak trained you to recognize real love when it finally arrives. You were not broken. You were being shaped. My beloved, the very qualities that people took for granted in you will be the qualities he values the most. He will admire the softness you protected despite your pain. He will admire your loyalty in a world where loyalty is rare. He will admire your silence, your ability to understand without shouting, to love without clinging, to care without controlling. To the wrong people, you were too much. To the right person, you will be everything. My child, heaven says something magnificent. Your soul is the blessing he has been praying for, not your looks, not your status, not your achievements, your soul. He can buy anything in life except peace. He can build anything in life except real love. He can win everything in life except emotional safety. And you hold the one thing no money on earth can buy, emotional safety. My beloved, when he enters your life, something very beautiful will happen. You will not chase him, he will chase you. You will not doubt him, he will reassure you. You will not question his intentions, he will make them clear. You will not wonder if you matter, he will show you every day. He will not play games, he will not confuse you, he will not disappear, because a man who has everything and still feels empty does not play with the woman who gives him peace. My child. But heaven also warns you lovingly. There is one emotional mistake that could push him away, unintentionally, without malice, without meaning to hurt him. You have been hurt so many times that your heart learned to protect itself. That is natural. But sometimes, protection becomes distance. To the wrong people, you were too much. To the right person, you will be everything. My child, heaven says something magnificent. In real relationships, clarity doesn't come from guessing intentions or reading hidden signs. It comes from communication and consistent behavior over time. When two people are aligned, there tends to be a natural flow of reassurance, not because one person is constantly performing it, but because both feel secure enough to be open. Interest is expressed directly, boundaries are respected, and uncertainty is addressed rather than left to build into confusion. However, relationships are also human, which means they don't always move in perfectly smooth or predictable ways. People bring their own histories, fears, and habits into how they respond to closeness. One person might need more verbal reassurance, while another might express care through actions rather than words. Without understanding these differences, it's easy to misinterpret behavior. What feels like distance to one person might simply be a different communication style from another. That's why assumptions can become risky in emotionally charged situations. Instead of relying on imagined outcomes or fixed expectations, it's more helpful to focus on what is actually being communicated and demonstrated in the present. Healthy connection doesn't require mind reading. It requires openness, patience, and the willingness to clarify rather than withdraw. When misunderstandings happen, they don't automatically signal incompatibility. They often signal an opportunity for better communication. The strongest connections are not the ones where confusion never exists, but the ones where both people are willing to address confusion directly instead of letting it grow silently. Over time, this creates a sense of reliability that is grounded in reality rather than interpretation. If you act distant when you feel vulnerable, he will assume you don't care. My beloved, the angels say this clearly. He does not need perfection. He needs reassurance. You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase him. You don't need to act differently. Just don't hide your heart from the person who is ready to protect it. My child, there is something else I must tell you. This relationship is not just romance. It is purpose. Heaven will use your love to elevate both of you. He will help you achieve the life you always deserved, not because you need saving, but because you deserve support. And you will help him find the peace and meaning he has searched for in silence, not because he is weak, but because he deserves to rest. He will open doors for your future. You will open doors for his soul. He will give you stability. You will give him identity. He will protect you physically. You will protect him emotionally. Two strengths, two weaknesses, two destinies, one purpose. My beloved, heaven already sees both of you married in the spiritual realm, not because of papers or ceremonies, but because of soul alignment. Your spirit already belongs with him, and his spirit already belongs with you. This is why you have felt disconnected from people lately, because your soul already knows it belongs elsewhere. My child, when your physical paths cross, you will feel something different, a sudden calmness, a strange familiarity, a silence that feels comfortable, a connection without effort, a sense that life just clicked into place. You will not have to force anything. You will not have to beg for anything. You will not have to prove anything. What is meant for you will arrive already convinced. My beloved, I must now reveal the final stage of heaven's protection, what will happen after the connection begins. Heaven will surround your relationship with spiritual protection. Angels will block jealousy, interference, manipulation, and envy. God will silence the voices of those who wish to influence his decisions. But you must stay aligned with heaven for this protection to remain strong. Stay connected to divine guidance. Stay connected to messages from Archangel Michael. Stay connected to the voice that guards your destiny. My child, heaven does not want you to receive the blessing and then lose it. Heaven wants you to receive it and keep it. Because this love is not temporary. This love is not seasonal. This love is not fragile. This love is written. There is more to reveal, including how he will first enter your life, what he will feel the moment he sees you, the changes you will experience once destiny activates, the blessing that will follow the relationship. My child, the angels are ready for you to receive the next revelation. What I am about to say will not just touch your heart, it will prepare your destiny. You deserve to know how he will enter your life. My beloved, destiny does not knock loudly. It arrives softly, silently, unexpectedly. This billionaire will enter your life in a moment that feels ordinary from the outside, but spiritually, it will be the most extraordinary moment of your lifetime. It could happen through a sudden meeting, a professional opportunity, a message from someone you didn't expect, a social gathering, a travel moment, an unexpected phone call, a recommendation by a friend. In the beginning of any meaningful encounter, people tend to observe more than they reveal. That initial caution is not resistance, it is self-protection, a normal part of allowing trust to develop at a safe pace. Someone might appear reserved, thoughtful, or selectively open, not because of hidden signals or predetermined meaning, but because everyone carries their own history, boundaries, and ways of assessing safety in new connections. It is easy, in emotionally charged moments, to assign deep significance to subtle behaviors, reading certainty into hesitation or meaning into silence. But much of that interpretation is shaped by expectation rather than fact. Real connection unfolds gradually through consistency, communication, and shared experience, not through immediate certainty or symbolic recognition. What can feel like an unspoken understanding in early moments is often a mix of curiosity, attentiveness, and the human tendency to search for patterns that confirm hope. It is important to hold those early impressions lightly, without turning them into conclusions about who someone is or what they are meant to represent in your life. Strong relationships are not built on instant answers, but on continued interaction, where both people reveal themselves over time, sometimes clearly, sometimes imperfectly. And in that unfolding, what matters most is not the intensity of the first impression, but whether respect, honesty, and emotional steadiness can grow between two people as they actually get to know each other, without forcing the story into a predetermined shape.